You are listening to Comedy Club for Kids presents Radio Nonsense, Radio Nonsense, Radio Nonsense, Radio Nonsense, Radio Nonsense. Hello and welcome to Radio Nonsense, the official Comedy Club for Kids podcast for all ages from 2 and everything in between. I'm Tiernan, and listeners, dear listeners, come closer, listening closely. That's it, even closer, because... Oh, no, sorry, there's a farting albatross near the microphone. I'm not even sure how that got there. Sorry, try again. Okay, lean in and listen closely, because... Oh, I am so sorry. Okay, I've now removed the farting narwhal as well. I'm not even sure how it got there. How did it swim up? There's no water. Anyway, look, listeners, stay where you are then, all right? But I need to, I'm afraid, start this week's show with an apology to all of you. So... We here at Radio Nonsense, and by we mean myself, Tiernan, the official collective of Stinky Hippos, the Farting Animal Crew, whoever that is over there. Hello. And Linda, who isn't actually here. Where is she? Who is she? We would like to make an apology to you, the listeners. You may have noticed when trying to listen to the Radio Nonsense episode with Christina Grosbeach about being as unique as a potato, that whenever the guest was speaking, it was so loud it felt like your ears might explode. This is because Tiernan, as in me, loaded up the wrong podcast file, and now it is all fixed. And thank you to Heather, who wrote in to let us know that her ears might explode. Thank you, and sorry again, and also again, and a little bit more. Okay, that was the important announcement that needed to be said, because sometimes when making this show I do the wrong things or press the wrong buttons and then stuff just doesn't work when it should. I'm very sorry about that, but I'm trying extra hard today so that nothing like that happens. We here at Radio Nonsense, and by we mean myself, Tiernan, the official collective of Stinky Hippos, the Farting Animal Crew, Dennis, the talking bag of rice.
Hello!
And Linda, who isn't actually here. Where is she? Who is she? We would like to read out some of the letters from the letter bag. Hang on, why am I saying this is an important announcement? This isn't important. Oh, that was weird. I'm just reading the letters. It's not an urgent message or anything. The important announcement thing shouldn't have gone off. Let me just have a little check in the mailbag. We here at Radio Nonsense, and by we mean myself, Tiernan, the official collective of Stinky Hippos, the Farting Animal Crew, Big Llama. And Linda, who isn't actually here. Where is she? Who is she? Would like to look in the mailbag. That's very weird, so I don't know why that's happening. In the mailbag this week is a message from Jackson in the United States. So Jackson, not announcement klaxon, Jackson, just Jackson, who gave the show a very lovely review. We here at Radio Nonsense, and by we mean myself, Tiernan, the official collective of Stinky Hippos, the Farting Animal Crew, Pickles United.
Oh, hi.
And Linda, who isn't actually here. Where is she? Who is she? We would like to thank Jackson for the lovely review. Sorry. Something must have gone wrong here at Comedy Club for Kids HQ. Let me try and finish reading things from the mailbag before I have to sort it out. So, Jackson says, possibly an important question, maybe. We don't know where is Linda, but who is Linda? Or better yet, why is Linda? That is correct, Jackson. Thank you. Linda, why is you, Linda? Why is you? Very odd. I just don't know why is... Oh, no, not again. We here at Radio Nonsense, and by we mean myself, Tiernan, the official collective of Stinky Hippos, the Farting Animal Crew, Linda. And Linda, who isn't actually here. Where is she? Who is she? Have no idea about why is Linda, or why isn't Linda, or Linda isn't why, and we're very sorry about that indeed. Oh, stop it. Right, so I'm going to have to read this next one super quickly so it doesn't happen again. I've had approximately 6 million emails sent in by Beatrix. Thank you, Beatrix, for your many, many brilliant emails. One of them was an emailed review of lots of star emojis, which was great and lovely. Thank you for sending that in. And one said that you found Linda because your nan's name is Linda. Well, that is amazing. And is she the Linda? If so, why is she? And also, could she please turn up to work one day soon, as I really need a coffee. Beatrix has also asked if I can sing a song about a burping pineapple. Well, maybe. Little pineapple with your tiny burps, why don't you listen to how a birdie chirps? Do you make such a horrid sound because you don't grow in a tree but instead in the ground? Well, there you go. I didn't really know how I did that. That was sort of the announcement klaxon there. No, interesting. Anyway, Beatrix also sent this in. What do you call a mad cow and a mad sheep? Two animals in a bad mood. Ha! Brilliant. I love that. It's a very funny joke. Thank you, Beatrix. Although I'm very sorry that those farm animals are quite so upset, and I wonder why that's happened. Important announcement. All the farm animals are upset. Stop it, klaxon. Stop it. Okay. I've also had this sent in from Arve. Arve? I'm not sure. Av. Knock knock. Europe. No Europoo. Important announcement. Europoo. Goodness, what is going on? Thank you to Ave and everyone else who sent in things or reviewed the show. And don't forget, if you would like to send in anything at all, or if you have a question that you need answering, then please ask your cottage cheese grown-ups, to help you email me at podcast@comedyclub4kids.co.uk. You can also message on the Spotify Q&A for each episode. If those same grown-ups would like to support this show, they can sign you up to the advert-free Linda edition on Apple Podcasts, Acast Plus or Patreon. Please also check out our live shows at comedyclubforkids.co.uk and our t-shirts and book at comedyclubforkids.store. That wasn't important. Oh, wait, maybe it was. I'm not really sure. But if any of you listeners are hearing this on the day it came out, you have just 2 days to get any Christmas questions sent to me by December the 15th, so I can ask them to our special Christmas expert. And thank you to everyone who sent those in already. Now, while I try to fix the important announcement klaxon... Important announcement. You listen to this most importantest bit. Yes, I am very excited because back once again, it's Mr Fibbers, aka Fibbers, who is still only allowed to use Crayola safety scissors, aka Hair Fibby Dibby Dibbles, the third pollen count of Khyber, or as all our Kurdish-speaking listeners know you, Riwi Min Diki Kulm. But of course, you are most well known for making the song Cheesy Burps that absolutely everyone on the planet and in the universe found annoying, for your charitable work helping people to reconnect with nature by releasing bees into their homes, and of course, for the time you told the whole UN Assembly that they should grow up and make their own sandwiches. Mr Fibbers, it's so lovely to have you back. How are you?
Oh, I'm amazing. I'm amazing, T. Thank you very much for having me back. Yeah, it's been, like you say, it's been a busy few months for me, especially with my song reaching #1 across all planets, which was lovely. Beat the Beatles. They released a new song after, I think, 30 years, and they actually stopped selling it because they thought, no, we can't beat Cheesy Burps. So why even bother?
It is true. And I mean, what I think is amazing is that your song Cheesy Burps is sold out everywhere. I mean, it's sold across galaxies. It's sold even the tiny asteroids with one inhabitant.
Yep.
And yet everyone who listens to it says this is the most annoying thing I've ever heard in my entire life. Why won't it stop?
Do you know what? That's the thing. It gets so annoying, but then when you switch it off, you're singing it, and it's because it's relatable to everybody. Everybody knows what a cheesy burp is. So yeah, even the Martians.
Yeah, and I think also it's nice that you're positive about them, because I think a lot of people would think cheesy burp, that's quite, sometimes when you have a really cheesy burp and it feels like your whole mouth is full of old cheddar, it's quite grim. But you are singing about how everyone needs a cheesy burp and how it's a breath of fresh air into the world. And you know, and I think there's something really nice about being positive about it.
Exactly, exactly. And you need to find someone with with cracker burps, and then that's your best.
It's a lovely sentiment, and I think it's amazing that you've got these aliens on other planets that don't even have cheese and don't even have crackers, and they've found how it relates to them, and that's beautiful.
It is, isn't it?
And how is it? Am I right in thinking that instead of taking any of the profits, you have donated every penny you've made to the cheese industry?
Yes, that's right. Because so the thing is, everybody likes cheese. Even people that say they don't like cheese, they do secretly. So I'm trying to create. No, I've donated lots to the Cheese Foundation. Because obviously you've got Cheddar Gorge, which is which makes really stinky cheese, and they're running out. They're running out of cheese.
Yeah, well, Cheddar Gorge is, of course, one of the only natural wonders of the world that is entirely made of cheese. And, of course, we've got the moon. The moon is made of cheese. There are various points. But I think, as many people have realised that these natural occurring cheese places...
as well, sorry.
What was that, sorry?
The Great Pyramid of Pizza.
Yes, well, exactly. Yeah. The Great Pyramid of Pizza. That's another. Well, that's part cheese, isn't it? Obviously, some parts are dough, some parts are tomato, some parts, controversially, olives, which has upset.
Yeah, so it was only on half though. So that way, you get more of a more visitors coming, because some people don't. Some people don't like olives, so they're like, you know what, we'll half Great Pyramid of Pizza.
But then it was really controversial when the other, one of the other sides was pineapple. I think that upset the most people.
I think that happened. Was that 95? I think that happened.
It was 95. Yeah.
Right.
It's sad time. It's sad time, especially as that pineapple has still remained untouched by anyone. People won't go near it. There are regular protests outside.
And do you know what was even weird is they didn't even cut the pineapple up. They just put a pineapple on half of that giant pineapple. They didn't even cut it.
Do you know, I think that may be why no one goes near, because if one of those fell off, that's pretty dangerous. I always think pineapples are like nature's weapon. You know?
Do you know what? It's true. I wonder I was going to say if they fall from the tree, but they don't fall from the tree. They grow from the ground. Have you seen a pineapple grow? It's bizarre. I always thought they came from a tree.
Yeah.
And imagine they fall and then the spiky bit sort of turns and it's like just a big bush of spears. That's dangerous. No wonder they grow from the ground.
Do you think, I wonder if they used to grow from trees and then after, like, so many people were in hospital because of pineapples falling on their head, they had to bury the trees underground and to save people, really. There must have been a moment where they went, this is not right.
I think it must have been, because it was dangerous. I mean, obviously there was no fatalities. There were no fatalities with it, but you would get sometimes a little bruised ear, and you'd be like, pineapple just hit me, and nobody wants that.
Nobody wants that. And also, when they're buried in the ground, you get the lovely thing of it looks like someone with very spiky hair is just sitting in the mud.
Yes.
Well, that is a nice bonus. But, I mean, also, I'd argue that on the ground is also dangerous. I mean, they're kind of like nature's Lego in many ways. There's not really... Pineapples, really, if anything, they need to kind of grow in a box that's very well sealed and away from everyone.
Away from it. There should be warning signs like, please make sure you're wearing appropriate footwear as there are pineapples here. Pineapple Lego would be dangerous.
Oh my gosh!
Oh,
do they have pineapple Lego? Is there Lego of pineapples?
I don't think so. That's an interest. Oh, they do a SpongeBob SquarePants Lego, I'm sure, and he lives in a pineapple under the sea. So maybe they do.
Do you know what? I wonder if they sold it and then after repeated injuries, it had to be taken off the shelves.
Yeah,
this is the most dangerous thing anyone could ever step on. It's like the worst.
It's even worse than a Lego plug. A plug made of Lego is worse than that Lego pineapple.
It's amazing. It's funny, isn't it? You sort of think that Lego could have a whole different industry where they just sell sort of the most dangerous items out of Lego, and people could use them as traps and booby traps and things. You know, if you Lego's secret evil industry side.
From Lord Business.
From Lord Business. Yes, I love it. Why did we get to pineapple? Oh, because yes, what I was going to say is you are helping to fund these naturally occurring cheese areas, naturally of cheese beauty, and now that means that people can farm cheese as it is meant to be farmed.
It's true. Yeah. The biggest turnaround, I don't know if anyone remembers, but obviously a few years ago they stopped. They had to stop Big Ben. Because they were doing some changes to that. What that actually was, this was one of the big turning moments for me, is because we're actually replacing it with the Baby Bell, and I was part of that fund, raising money for that. So yeah, it was a wonderful moment, and it made everybody so happy just knowing that there was a Baby Bell in there ringing out.
That's beautiful. That is beautiful, and it's something that I have to say I've always been slightly confused about. In that I've seen bells when they're grown up. And I've seen baby bells, and I can't work out at what point they turn into a big, like at what age, because they start as like a tiny little cheese in wax, but by the time they're sort of like 100 years old, they're hung up in a church, and they're sort of quite metal.
Yeah. Well, that's when they become mature,
right? Of course, and that makes so much sense. Wow. Well, I love baby bell. What is your favourite thing to do with the wax that's on a baby bell?
I like to squish it between my fingers all the time, and then it always ends up just a mush and then a little ball. I seen someone making a prawn out of one.
Yeah,
and they actually a prawn type thing. I think they're Americans, so they called it a shrimp. They made a shrimp, but it looks so cool, and I instantly seen it and think and thought, oh, I could do that, and I can't.
It's very hard, isn't it? I think I've always wanted to learn how to like mold it into wrapping for other things, so I can make other things look like baby bells, like other round. I'm trying to think, like you could probably wrap a little pebble, and then someone would be like, "Oh, a baby bell!" Oh, and it would just be a moment of excitement followed by extreme disappointment. I think again it would be like a yeah, he's been wrapping pebbles in baby bell wax again. That'd be great.
I think we should start wrapping. We should save all the wax up all year, and that's how we should wrap our Christmas presents every year in baby bell wax. Imagine that, like every present, you just open it up and you're like, it's another pebble.
Do you know what? It's really. It would say is environmentally, it's a very good idea. The worry I would have is that, like, the wax makes your fingers all kind of waxy, and by the time you got to like the fourth or fifth present, you can't open anything. Your hands would be so it's like slimy and sticky. You're like, I can't pick up anything, and then all the rest of your presents have to sit there for like years. Unopened.
Imagine it'd be so awkward, like with Santa trying to deliver those as well, because he'd be like picking them up and then be like, oh no, another one. Oh.
And then they're just falling out from the sky, landing wherever they land. And imagine if he has to deliver any pineapples. Suddenly, then we've got a whole world of problems.
We could cover the pineapples in the wax to protect your feet.
Gosh! Oh, that's an amazing idea.
You won't need shoes. You just cover everything in wax.
That's a great idea. What about Lego? Wax covered Lego?
Wax covered Lego? Well. Oh, we're onto something. We need to work on this. That's what we're going to spend the rest of our lives working on. That is what the funding's going towards. Thank you so much.
That's great. I'm really pleased. I'm pleased I could sort of help with this innovation. You know, I sort of always assume that you don't really need any help with innovation. You're kind of coming up with ideas here and there and everywhere for songs or for sort of releasing bees, and you know. So I don't. But I'm pleased I could be part of that. Is this now a project you're going to work on?
It is, and do you know what? I think I'll give some credit to you as well as sort of co-founder of Lego Wax.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks. Oh, I got. What I like to because you came co-founder sounds very good, but before that you said some credit, so I thought you might just go, yeah, he did something. Like, but co-founder's very. I appreciate that. That's nice.
Yeah, but only if people ask me. Like, I'm not going to shout it out. If someone asks me, I'm like, yeah, he did something.
Oh, I see. Right, sure. That makes sense. I mean, I'm also worried that Baby Bell will cotton on we're using all their wax, and they'll probably want some credit.
Yeah, it takes a lot of thinking about, doesn't it?
It does. It does. So does everything. I mean, I find one of my problems with a lot of things is that you have to think about them, and I think often it'd be really great if I could get through a day without having to think about anything.
I try and do that. It's really difficult trying to get through a whole day without thinking of anything. I mean, it's automatic. Like if I say, "Don't think about an elephant."
Yeah, immediately that elephant's there. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, it's everything requires that you can't even sort of eat without thinking. Like what it's. I just sort of think it would be nice if every day it's sort of, I don't know, 3:00 we could all have an hour where we don't have to think about anything and we just sort of sit and like. I don't know. What would you do? Sort of sit and drool. But like, we need a brain rest because even when you sleep, you don't get a brain rest. You have weird dreams.
Yeah, exactly. Especially after you eat all the Baby Bells to get all the wax, you have mental dreams. So you don't, because your brain's just constantly going. It never. That's what they say. Like you're relaxing when you're sleeping. No, well, I don't.
No.
Yeah, crazy dreams.
Yeah. I feel brains need. I might start a campaign while you cover everything in wax. I might start a campaign to give brains a rest.
Give brains a break.
Yeah,
that should be your project, and I can be co-founder.
Yeah, but only if people. I'll only tell if people ask. If people. That's maybe you could maybe we could make hats out of Baby Bell wax that would sort of cushion the brain, and then that's like a joint project.
Yes, I like that. They can only be used once.
Yeah, and then, would be, and then your hair is horrible. It'd be very good for bald people. They'd get a little sort of waxy wig.
Yes. That'd be funny. I like that.
Yeah, but then also I'd worry people would think they were giant candles, and that could be dangerous. Yeah, there's a lot. Wow, there's a lot to. This is the thing. Again, there's so many things to think about. We should just do it. Give the brains a rest. See what happens. Yeah, it is. Wow. Well, listen, Mr Fibbers. This wasn't where I expected today to go. I have to say, it's always a delight having you on the show because I know that we're going to learn. We're going to learn things perhaps that we didn't expect. But I did obviously ask you here to answer. A couple of questions really that I think you are the man that can answer them. But before I ask you those, I've got some admin. Are you okay with some admin?
Absolutely. Admin away.
Whoa, admin away. I will admin away. Yeah, I will admin away. And I feel like that's the sort of beginning of a song, but I won't try it.
I love this. Give me 2 new songs here already. I love it. This is brilliant.
Admin away and cheese burps.
Admin away. Oh no, I can't sing this. Then obviously Sticks will want royalties. Oh, I'm not singing that song.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, you've got to be careful. You've got to be very careful. But I like it. Could be a B-side on your Cheese Burps re-release when you do the Cheese Burps release with all the remixes.
Yeah. The remix with DJ Khaled. He wants in.
It's the same. Every now and then he just goes, Cheese Burps! Cheese burps over there! DJ Khaled in the house with the cheesy burps! And that's it. Shout out to Emmental! And just things like that.
Salzburg!
I always think he's got such a great job because, I mean, clearly he can. If any of our listeners are big DJ Khaled fans, he can clearly DJ and he knows how to. But also, I think most of his job seems to be just shouting words out all the time over different things. And I would really I'd like to be employed by like an orchestra or something, and they'd be doing like a grand musical piece. And I'd be like, yeah, play the violins, or just like I wanna be like a hype man for different musical bands.
London Symphony.
Yeah,
I like that. DJ Khaled.
Yeah. That's it. He should really go around and do. Like, even like just sitting in someone's classroom, he could just sit in the corner, and then the teacher would be like, "Okay, today maths." He'd be like, "Yeah, shout out Mrs. Smith," or just like, "Oh, He give like the teacher big ups, or when the pupils make a good point, like, yeah, nice one, Kevin. Or just like make people feel better about themselves.
Again, I think we're on to something else. Even if it's not Mr. DJ Khaled himself, I think every classroom needs a hype man or hype person.
Hype person, yes.
That'd be amazing. Imagine being in school and you're sitting, you're feeling down, and you've got your hype person there just bigging you up. And you're like, do you know what? I can do this, son.
Yeah. Colour that in. Yeah. Like
it's 7. Random number.
I just think like it's like a thing we have to sort of have told, like, when Comedy Club Kids gone to schools, we have to sort of say about how, like, because one of the nice things if you do comedy is you get a round of applause before you've said anything, which I always think is not always deserved, but you get a round of applause just for coming on stage, and we always say, like, wouldn't it be great if that happened in all that, like, welcome to the classroom, Mr. Jones, but I think it's the same with hype people. Everyone should have a hype person.
Or teachers should have like a wrestling entrance. Fireworks going off, just walking in like, yeah.
Could they? My worry is they take it too far and they run into the ring and just sort of like push over a pupil, or yeah, that's it. Like, it could be quite dangerous for the class if they just.
Yeah, I'll keep them in check though. Do you know what I mean? You won't muck about if you know you're going to get clotheslined by Mrs. Stevens.
Wow. But also you need, the thing is for it to be a fair wrestling match, you'd need an opponent. So all the kids would then have to come in the other side like it's a sort of Royal Rumble. Like, yeah. They'd have to be in the other corner. Yeah. I'm not sure. I think we might be ruining education.
Yeah, I think so. Or are we making it better? We don't know.
Yes. Make education better.
Make education great again. Speaking of which, I'm going to introduce you to this guy. My brother went to New York a while back, and he brought me back this present because he knows how much I admire Donald Trump. I really don't. But he brought me back this, and it's a talk Donald Trump, and I don't know what he's going to say because it's random. But I'm going to press it, and we'll see what he says. This is when I feel I need some inspiration. Sometimes I just press this, and it makes me feel good about. This is my hype guy. Okay, so we'll see what he's going to come out with.
Tomorrow they will say Donald Trump rants and raves at the press. I'm not ranting and raving. I'm just telling you, you dishonest people.
Wow, I really like that. Lots of those, like, sort of when you get a toy or a figure and it makes a noise, it'll often be like zap them, or it'll be like one quick phrase. But that went on for ages.
It really does. It really does. He's got some brilliant phrases.
Well, when I was going to ask you, my first bit of admin, I was going to ask you, actually, I don't know if that's what you want to use, but the first bit of admin I was going to ask you is that this is I think you're aware, actually, that this is an audio podcast, which means most of our listeners do listen to it with their ears. Some may listen to it with their knees, their bums. We don't discriminate, however they want to listen. And so I was going to ask you if you had a favourite noise that you could make for us, or perhaps tell us about. Is that your favourite noise?
I've got a good one for you, actually. So this is that you can learn. I learned this from a friend of mine, Matthew Gallagher, and it's so if you're sitting there and you can trick someone into thinking that their phone is going and they can't find it, and you can just do this. And they'll be like, "Where's my? I can't find my phone. Is it my phone ringing?" They can do that.
That's really good. It also sounds like a very sort of rhythmical fart.
It really does.
Like if you really trained yourself to like fart so that it could be the backbeat of a tune. That's the other new member of the London Symphony Orchestra.
Imagine your hype man waiting in the toilet for you though. Yeah, let that one go.
Cauliflower in the house. Yeah,
he's cutting the cheese. Rico.
Yeah, it's like serious bass. I like it. It is good. It's annoying. Yeah, That would really drive a lot of people crazy though, because when phones go and they're on buzz, which is sensible. I like that phones. Well, I don't know actually. I think I was going to say that I like that phones no longer make a noise because it used to be, and a lot of our listeners. So listeners, if you're hearing this, you won't remember this because probably phones have always been quite buzzy. But when I was younger, phones used to make lots of annoying ringtones, and sometimes they'd be and really annoying sounds, and it'd drive you absolutely bananas. And now they're all just quiet, and I like that. But then sometimes I miss when people would have a really weird ringtone, and it'd be very funny.
And you spent £5 on it to ring. Do you remember? I'm going off topic here, but do you remember when a certain phone company, they'd done a competition for them to recreate the ringtone? And it was the one you just done there, and it was the and people spent tons of money in studios recording like orchestra versions, and maybe there was a DJ Khaled one, I don't know, but they spent a fortune doing these, and the one that was front runner by a mile they had to pull because they were like, we're not having that, and it was just a guy going that was it. And everyone was like, yes, that should be the new one.
I love that. I would see. That's when I would say phones should get their rings back if it just sounded like people doing sad phone noises. That's much
like that. Answer if you want. I don't care.
Oh, that's so funny. But also, like, phones you can make very good noises before. So even if they'd got an orchestra to do it, this orchestra would have done a big like ba ba da ba 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 da, and it's still by the time it played for the phone, it would have just gone diddle da diddle. It wouldn't have sounded any different. It would have been such a waste of time. Wow. Yeah. Well, but I was going to say like now they're just buzzy noises. It is really annoying if you can't find yours because it's hard to like work out where a buzzy noise is coming from.
Yeah, that's usually whenever I put my phone down, I always lose it. No matter where I put it down, it disappears. And this is what I do before I try and find my phone. I go so I can hear it ringing, and you'll know that's what I'm doing when I go trying to find my phone.
Wow, I like that. I also, is there part of you that thinks if you do that, the phone might sort of come to you like a cat might?
Yeah, it's sort of crying for help.
Yeah.
I'm under the cushion. I'm under the cushion. I'm under the cushion.
Have you ever heard the noise and then actually it's just been a sad bee?
Yeah.
And then you had to help it out.
No.
No.
But I'm waiting for that now. Like, where's my phone? Oh no, it's just Jerry. Sorry, Jerry. Are you all right, mate?
It's always Jerry. So why is it always Jerry? He needs to sort his B styles out. Well, it's a great noise. It's a brilliant. How did you learn to do that? Did you just sort of spend time listening to phones in their natural habitat, or?
In between, obviously, writing my songs and things. Yeah, I like to listen out for noises, and I like to try and copy them. Phones. I spent 3 years perfecting that one. Wow. 3 years, 2 days. Yes.
Where's the best place to go to just kind of listen to phones making sounds as though no one's around? I don't know. It's like
a cinema. You go to the cinema. Everyone uses their phone in the cinema, and it's so annoying. So I don't go to watch the film because I get distracted by all the phones. Yes. So that's the best place to go.
That's very good.
On that note, if you're in the cinema, put your phone away. Just put your phone away, unless I'm there to listen to it.
You're there. Yeah, I was going to say, and then take it out because otherwise you won't be able to hear the noise. You should really make an announcement when I'm in the cinema. You need to do like a DJ Khaled style announcement. Mr Fibbers in the house. And then they'll know. I'm actually really pleased cinemas don't have hype people because that would really ruin it.
Not a Marvel one though, just like a nice romantic comedy one.
Yeah.
And then Yeah, or a sad one, and they're going, yeah, woo!
Give him a
That'd be-
smooch. Yeah, like let me just be.
On the lips. It's now come to my attention. I don't think I know what DJ Khaled sounds like. Is he American?
I don't. I just sort of I associate that noise with him. He is American. He's American.
Yeah.
But I think he says lots of things, and I know that's what I was. It's like I say, I can't. I probably should know a DJ Khaled tune, but mainly I just think of DJ Khaled in the house. I just think of that.
Yeah.
That's all. That's all that comes into my head because I think he's just always in the house. I don't think he goes out anywhere.
Yeah. Well, maybe it's all since COVID. Maybe that's when he started.
Maybe he just stays indoors. Yeah. So he likes to tell everyone that he's still at home. That's nice. I like it. Good for him. Good for him. Why go outside? It's raining here today, so I don't want to go.
Do you think
outside.
when he does go out, he's like DJ Khaled in the supermarket?
Yeah.
DJ Khaled at the chicken shop.
Yeah. Maybe he has to let. Yeah, maybe he's lost his phone, and so he can't use any of the maps or location service. So he has to tell people where he is.
Yeah, I wonder if when you do your Find My Friend.
Yeah.
And if your friend was DJ Khaled, you're like, "Where's DJ Khaled?" And it just DJ Khaled's on the swings in the park.
That's brilliant.
What was the question?
I really hope DJ Khaled's one of our listeners. DJ Khaled, if you're one of our listeners, please, get in touch and let us know where you are right now. I suppose that's what I'd like is a little message.
At the swimming pool.
I mean, people in his area must be so annoyed with him. But then I suppose they'd also always know where he is, and that's quite helpful. So
yeah, it's a safety thing.
It's a safety thing. I think that's good. Wow. Well, listen. Thank you for your amazing noise. Thank you for the phone noise, preempted by the previous noise, and the other bit of admin away. I've got to ask you is that this is this as well, but this is a family friendly show. This is suitable for people of all ages, any age you can imagine. Can you imagine an age? I don't know if you're able to.
Oh, I'll try. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, great, cool. Yeah, I'm sure it's a good one. Obviously not 100, not suitable for 100-year-olds, but every other age is fine. And so I just want to check if there are any rude words you won't be saying.
Well, there's a few, but definitely not Betsubara.
Betsubara.
Betsubara. Yeah.
Betsubara, right.
So that's a Japanese word. I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly. But it means second stomach.
Wow.
For dessert. They have a word for that.
Wow. Wow.
I will not be saying Betsubara.
Wow. Do you know what? I didn't know the word Betsubara. Now you've said it, I feel very pleased you won't be saying it on this show. I think it's clearly not only is the word awful, but the meaning is controversial, I think.
Mm-hmm.
It's very controversial. Because I think it's something I'm pretty sure. Now I'm not a biologist. I don't know how the body works, but I'm pretty sure everyone has a Betsubara. But a lot of people don't believe in it.
Yeah, well, I mean, they wouldn't have the word if it didn't exist, would they? So yeah,
exactly.
I think we all do.
Exactly. And also,
go on.
I was going to say, like, cows have 4 stomachs, don't they? Right. And as people, we're like half a cow, so we must have 2 of them.
Well, that's the thing. Do cows have 4 stomachs and then 4 Betsubaras?
Whoa!
Just saying, like they finish chewing the cud and then they're like, do you know what? I could go Ben and Jerry's.
Wow. Which they should get for free, considering they've made most of that ice cream.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Did I tell you my wife? She used to think that chocolate milk came from brown cows.
But you know what? It's unfair that it doesn't, right? It's unfair. It's unfair that different coloured cows don't do different coloured milk.
It's very true. That would be so much easier.
It would be so much easier. And it's the same. Yeah, like I don't get they eat grass and that just makes normal milk. So maybe they should try. Maybe someone should try feeding cows chocolate or
Yeah,
feeding
yeah,
cows strawberries or bananas. You know?
yeah. And then just putting them on like a vibro plate and getting a milkshake.
Yeah,
That's what they should have in McDonald's, because every time you go there, they're like, "Oh, the milkshake machine's broken." Just
yeah.
get a cow, man.
Just have a
As
cow.
always, Bart Simpson. Don't have a
Yeah,
cow.
cow, man. Well, also, I feel like cows, like sometimes treatment of cows isn't great, and I feel like a cow would have a lovely time chilling in a McDonald's, getting
I
to
think so.
stand on a little
It'd be
vibro
quite
plate.
hot for them, to be fair.
Yeah,
Maybe it's not a good idea.
maybe not.
It's kind of like a morgue for cows. I don't think that's fair on the cow either. Like, oh, come on, I'll take you for a good time in this cow morgue.
Yeah,
But
that's
you'll be
actually.
fine.
Yeah, that's true. Actually, I didn't think about that. That is quite. Oh, this is very complicated. I mean, I've also realised that this is probably the most anti-vegan radio nonsense episode we have ever done.
Uh,
So I feel like as a disclaimer, if vegan cheesy burps also good.
mhm.
Cows have an extra stomach for oats. No, I'm running out. I don't know. I'm. I can't.
Do you know what?
Yeah.
I really wish they did a good vegan cheese, because I'm a vegetarian, so I try and
Me
cut
too. Me too.
and as much as my animal products as possible. But I do love cheese, and I really want them to find or create a good vegan cheese. But I haven't found one.
Yeah.
It saddens me. It saddens me. But we'll get there.
We'll get there, but and again, it's part of it is the burps that come from the vegan cheese, isn't it? It's not the same, and
Exactly.
because I'm the same. I'm a vegetarian. I say I don't eat things with faces, but then the problem is that like worms don't really have faces, and I don't want to eat worms, so I've got to work out the definition properly at some point.
That's a good point. Worms. Oh, do they have faces? Imagine if he zoomed in really close to a worm and he's just got a tiny face. You can see him. He's talking to you like, "Hello."
Well, do you know what? I had a conversation with someone recently, and they said that worms definitely have bums. So one end of a worm is definitely a bum, or for our American listeners, a butt, a worm butt. So the other end must be a worm face, but I don't know how you know which end is its. So it either has a butt face or a face butt, because it's very hard to tell. I just think it must be quite hard being a worm, and then you have got all these vegetarians eating worms as well. So it's really ruining their lives. Yeah.
And they're trying to say, "I've got a face. You just can't see it. It's just tiny." And then, "No, that's my butt."
Yeah.
Maybe you should change it to "Don't eat things with butts."
Don't eat things with butts. Everything has a butt. Yeah, that's
True.
good.
That's a good one.
Maybe that's great. Wow, that's really good. Yeah, I love it. Well, thank you for that. I'm going to use that. And Betsu Baru, am I saying that right? You don't know.
I have no idea if I'm saying it. I bet Subara. It might even be Betsubara.
Betsubara. Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm pretty sure that I have a Betsubara. I also have an extra. I don't know if they've got a word for, and then a third stomach just for crisps. I've got one of those.
Yeah. Oh, I'm going to say I could demolish a whole tub of Pringles in one go.
Easily. It's so easy to do. They are basically like eating nothing. So yeah, it's totally fine. But yeah, so but obviously we shouldn't say. I wouldn't say Betsubara on this podcast.
I won't say Betsubara again. No, sorry. Apologies.
No, thank you for not saying it. I definitely wouldn't say Betsubara either. It's a terrible word with a terrible meaning. Right, listen, Mr. Fibbers, we've had these questions sent in, and these are from Freya, age 9, from Birmingham. I don't know if you know. Do you know Birmingham?
I love Birmingham. I love Birmingham. I know they have a good museum there.
Yeah.
They have a museum there. And they've got one of the big wheels, that like the London Eye type thing. I think they've got one, or they certainly did last time I was there. No, I love Birmingham. Beautiful city.
It's good, and it's got the bull ring, which doesn't have any. Like, there's no bulls in it.
How's that bull ring?
Yeah, because when I brought some bulls to the bull ring, I got very told off. I thought it'd be like a kids' play area for bulls. So like, yeah. I knew some bulls, and they're like, we just want to go on some swings and stuff. I thought the bull ring, that would be where they. But no, apparently not. It's a shop.
You're not allowed.
No,
that's a shit.
Yeah, no, because then I had literally released a bull into a china shop, and then that was all sorts of chaos. Like, it's just what I'm saying is, if you go to Birmingham, don't take a bull with you to go into the bull ring with, because they don't. It's not allowed.
They don't allow it, and don't expect a bull to be there as well, unless Tiernan's there.
Unless I'm there, in which case, yeah. In which case, I'll do a teacher. I brought my bull. I'll do some bulls in the house. I'll do that so that people know.
Bulls in the house! Oh no!
Yeah, oh no, everyone! They shouldn't be in your house. They're dangerous. Yeah, it's all sorts of. Yeah, well, listen. I hope Freya wasn't at the bull ring when I turned. I'm very sorry to everyone involved, including the bull.
Yeah. Hi, Freya, by the way. Hello. Thank you for sending in a question. I'm looking forward to hearing it.
Well, listen. She's sent in. I'm going to be honest. She's been a bit cheeky. She sent in 2 questions.
What?
So we've got 2 questions here, and you know that's a lot. That's a lot. We've already I think informed people a lot about cheese and TJ Khaled. So
I thought we established the rules already with there being 1 question. No, that's fine, Freya. If you think you're good enough to have 2 questions, that's fine. Far be it from me to disagree.
Yeah. I mean, they could also be 2 half questions. I'm not sure that we need to answer either fully now because there's 2 of them. Maybe we just answer them half. Give them half answers. We'll see.
She can ask her questions, and I'm just going to say I don't know. Next.
Yeah. I like this. Maybe do you know what? Maybe we need to do a whole episode of Radio Nonsense where we just say no idea to everything that everyone sends in. I've got no idea. Ask someone else. Ask your grown-ups. That's what they're there for. Yeah, Google it. Ask Siri. Well, listen. I'll ask you. Do you want one at a time, or do you want both at the same time? How would you like these questions?
Let's do one at a time. I'll let
One
my
at a
brain.
time.
Yeah.
Okay. Question 1. Right. Are fleas and mosquitoes related to vampires?
Wow. Okay. Are fleas and mosquitoes related to vampires? Well, I would say that there is a distant heritage there. Like maybe there's been an offshoot, like maybe one's evolved from the other, but I don't think they're fully related. In the same way birds are related to dinosaurs. They've kind of evolved, but they're not related anymore because obviously dinosaurs live underground. I think there's a main difference between fleas and mosquitoes and vampires. Now the main well, obviously there's a few differences, like the wings. Like vampires don't have wings unless they turn into a bat. But the main difference, apart from size as well, but the main difference. And vampires have fangs. But the main difference is that you have to invite a vampire into your house. He has morals. He won't come in unless he's been invited. However, fleas and mosquitoes, oh my days, they just let themselves in. They're so rude. Have you ever had a mosquito in your house?
Yeah.
So we don't really get mosquitoes up in Glasgow. We get midges, which are a little bit different.
Yeah.
But proper mosquitoes, I went down to stay at a friend's house. And we didn't sleep the whole night because as soon as you were falling asleep, all you heard was... And then it would end with... Because you hit yourself trying to catch the mosquito that landed on you. They're horrible. They've just got no moral standard at all. They don't ask to be invited in. And for that reason, I would say that I don't think vampires want to be related to them.
No, that's fair. I should say that was a fantastic mosquito impression. I do think it's awful that they fly around with those little party blowers in them, like
yes.
It makes it more awful for me that not only is a mosquito there. I suppose it's their version of a DJ Khaled. I'm here, mosquito in the house. Maybe that's why they do it.
If you slow it down and like bring up the bass a bit, he's not going. He's actually going mosquito in the house.
Yes, I'm here.
He isn't out presence. He's actually saying, "Listen, I'm here. Is that okay?"
Yeah,
I don't.
Maybe that would make it nicer. Actually, I don't know. I don't like. I mean, well, I had a couple of questions really, and I think you're right in that maybe if birds sort of came from like chickens are meant to be related to Tyrannosaurus Rex, aren't they? So like it got smaller and smaller and smaller and furrier. Maybe vampires turn into bats, but then those bats got smaller and smaller and smaller and became like fleas.
Oh,
do you think that's or is that possible?
Yeah, that's an interesting kind of idea. So it's more the other way around. So some of them evolved or devolved into fleas and mosquitoes, and then some vampires carried on just living a normal life.
Yeah, maybe that's it. Maybe they just wanted to be. Maybe vampires realised they didn't have to be invited into your home if they got smaller and smaller, so no one could see them.
Like natural selection type thing. So they were the rude vampires. The rude
Yeah,
vampires.
that's it. They didn't want to invite. They
Yeah,
were sick of having to get an invite.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like never invite me to your parties. I'm just gonna evolve.
Yeah, or div. Yeah, I don't know. It's well, but because the other question I want to ask is that because like I think Freya's asking this because vampires drink blood. I think I assume they also have like the odd cup of tea as well, but I think mostly they drink blood. And fleas and mosquitoes sort of nibble or bite. But although some mosquitoes, I think it's like some mosquitoes drink blood and some drink water. I can't remember how it works. Anyway, but what I'm saying is that like we're just talking about like we both eat cheese, but that doesn't mean we're related to everyone that eats cheese.
That's a good point. Like my cat used to eat cheese.
Yeah.
But I wasn't related to my cat. Although I adopted her, I suppose. But
Right.
we're not blood relation. I don't think so.
No.
I don't think. Do you know? Here's a cool fact. So, in Italian, the word for mosquito is zanzare.
Oh,
I think that's a word.
That's a great word. And
A cool
also,
word.
because again, I said I didn't like mosquitoes, and I would like them if they announced themselves like DJ Khaled did. But if I knew that actually it was a zanzare, I'd quite like that. I'd quite like it.
Because there's a mosquito in here. Oh no, it's fine. It's a zanzare.
Yeah.
I like it.
And then it's got
But
like that.
I didn't know that they were the same thing. I thought there were separate things. I didn't know. I didn't know zanzare was mosquito.
Well, I get confused by how, like, in some countries they say courgette's a zucchini, and in other countries, like in the UK, it's a courgette. So I thought they were two different things, but they're the same thing. It's just that courgette has an exotic, like, name when it's abroad.
Yeah.
Over here, I'm a zucchini. In the UK, I'm a courgette. It's like it's I don't know. It's like a different identity.
Yeah, well, that's fun. That's another one that I suppose I didn't know either. Was I would say zucchini as well. I wouldn't say courgette, but again, I don't because I was brought up in Italy. So.
Oh right. Well, Well, there you go. So zucchini. Well, zucchini I think sounds better. Courgette sounds like it's a mini version of a courge, which doesn't make any. I don't know what a courge is. So.
Oh, that's another question. That's a question for another day. I might send that in. Question for Mr Fibbers. 39.
What do you call because aubergine I think is nicer than eggplant.
Yeah, eggplant just sounds just like, oh, what does it look like? I know it's a plant that looks like an egg.
It doesn't look like an egg though. But
no, it doesn't actually. That's a good point.
when have you seen a large purple egg with the green bit on top? What have those chickens been eating?
Yeah, that's a good point. I wonder where that came from. I might Google that later. Freya, in fact, you can send in your answer.
Yes.
You can answer our question. Why is it called an eggplant?
It's good. I like that. It's good. Yeah, good. Yeah, you send us. You do the work. Yeah, sometimes I just want the listeners to do the work. You tell me.
Put some effort into it.
Put some. Come on, you're asking us 2 questions. Least you can do is answer 1 question. I think.
Exactly.
Why is eggplant called? Yeah, good idea. Well, listen. I think that was a fair enough. I think you've sussed that. I think they are. Somewhere in the annals of time, there is a relation, but probably only with rude vampires.
Yeah, so the rude vampires sort of split off from the polite ones.
Yeah. I like that's fair. That's fair. Wow. Well, in which case, let me ask you Freya's second question, which comes with a little bit of backstory. So let me give you this. It says, also, I walk past the pond in the park every Saturday and want to know, why do geese poo so much?
Do you know, that's a good point. However, I'm going to put this to you, Freya, and to you, Tiernan. Have you ever actually seen a goose poo? Like, I've seen poo on the floor around the geese. I've never seen a goose actually do the deed.
Wow.
So my theory for that is that it's not the geese doing it. I think there's another animal that's doing it around the geese when they're sleeping, and the geese wake up and like, oh, what? Kevin! Whatever the animal is, that's done it. And then the geese get blamed for it.
That's a very. Do you know what? I have never seen a goose, a goose eye poo. And I'm very pleased I haven't seen it. I don't think I'd want to see a goose poo. A poos? Do they call it a poos?
They might do. I don't know. I'm going to Google it later.
Yeah.
I'm going to Google. Show me a goose pooing.
Yeah.
No, I'm not.
Don't Google that. No one wants to see a goose poo. Oh no! Please don't do that. Yeah. Well, you're right in that. Well, I also wonder if you wonder if another animal does it, which might. I mean, we need to talk about in a minute what it might be. But I do. We were discussing earlier about laying Lego-based traps, like Lego pineapple, Lego plugs. I wonder if geese don't want anyone to come near them. So because they always say you shouldn't say boo to a goose. Because they're easily scared, I think. So maybe if they lay this sort of pretend poo all around them, no one goes near them because they're like, it's all that poo, and then no one can sneak up and go boo.
Interesting. Or perhaps my theory is completely wrong, and what actually happens is there's someone that goes around at night when the geese are sleeping, saying boo to them, and they go, ah! And then that's where they quit because they get such a fright.
Yes,
So
that's a very good point. Maybe that is why you shouldn't say boo to a goose, because the goose.
I never take a goose into the cinema to watch a horror film either, because that.
Oh wow! No, that would be awful. I think that's why geese are banned from cinemas, isn't it? I'm sure there's a ban on geese in cinemas.
Quite possibly. The other theory, I suppose, as well, is maybe if it is the geese doing it, like I say, I don't know. I don't want to presume or assume. But if you, you and me, we have toilets that we can go to. Even if we're out and about and we go to a cafe, there are toilets we can go to. Geese don't have a toilet to go to.
Yeah.
Nobody's ever made a toilet for a geese's.
No.
So maybe that's what we need to do to show, because they have to go somewhere, I suppose, and they're not going to go. They live in the pond. They're not going to do you wouldn't do it in your living room. You go to the toilet, so maybe they have to make an area, and that's where they do it in the path, because it's oh no, I'm going to do that away from there, so it doesn't dirty my food.
Yeah, it's fair. I mean, I do wonder if there's also the thing they don't have to go to a toilet, so why not just poo everywhere? And in the same way, we have toilets, and I think if we didn't, then people would just be like, "Hooray, poo everywhere!"
Yeah. Imagine that walk, Freya, walking around your local pond, and there's just a jobby in the middle of the path. Oh man! Oh.
Yeah, that would be.
Well, this conversation's gone rotten.
Hey, listen, we were asked the question, and I think it's important that we answer it. Here's just then maybe we finish on this, but I would like to know, who do you think it is that's going around saying boo to all the geese?
Maybe a swan, because everyone thinks swans are beautiful creatures, and I think they're absolutely horrible. Yeah. They hiss. Just the mean. I think they're the mean one to the geese. Yeah. That's the swan. So they're sneaking up, going like that. They don't even go boo. They go, and that's even more haunting. I've got a question. Here's a question for you. If you had a pet goose, if you've got a pet dog, and the dog does a whoopsie on the floor, and you've got to have a bag to pick it up.
Yeah.
If you had a pet goose, and would you have to do the same thing? How many bags would you need to take?
Yeah.
Or would you just bring a mop?
Yeah, I think, or a vacuum cleaner. You just have to suck them all up with a Hoover, maybe. I don't know. Yeah, you just need a lot of. Maybe you'd need a full backpack, like a kind of adventurer's backpack,
or a nappy putting.
Yeah.
It looked quite cute though, because his little bum would waggle, and he'd be like, "Wait a minute."
Well, look, I mean, there's also, if you had a pet goose, you wouldn't say boo to it, so it might never poo. But also, I wonder if you'd bother picking it up at all, because you'd just say, "Oh, no, all these other geese did that. There's goose poo everywhere. How is anyone going to know which one is done by your pet goose?"
Yeah, prove it.
Yeah,
prove it. You have to make up new signs like "Don't let your dog poo here," but like do not let your goose poo here. There need to be all those signs up.
Well, maybe that would stop all the other geese from pooing there as well. Maybe that's what Freya needs to do on her Saturday morning walk around the park. She needs to put up signs for geese. No poos here.
Yeah, because maybe it's just because they don't know. They're like, I think we're allowed to do it.
Yeah.
The other ones do it, and if they see a sign, they go, "Oh no, I can't go here. I need to go somewhere else."
That's it. No one's told a goose not to poo. So
yeah.
Lot to think about. Well, listen, and Freya, also, you know, it. Although I said you can't take bulls to the bull ring, nowhere is there a sign saying you can't take a goose to the bull ring. So maybe that's also worth doing on a Saturday afternoon. Yeah. Well, listen, thanks, Freya. Great, very good questions, and thank you, Mr. Fibbers, for your fantastic answers. You know, I know you're very busy with all your many sort of your songwriting and everything else really that you're up to. Have you got a busy rest of your life ahead? I suppose.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's been so busy. I've been doing tons of stuff recently. So writing some new songs, some new jokes. I've got a new show coming up, which I'm excited about.
That is very exciting.
Yeah, that's going to be in the Glasgow Comedy Festival. So I'm back at the Comedy Festival after a good few years. I'm very excited about it because it's a huge comedy festival, and I love doing kids shows. It's one of my favourite things ever. So yeah, I'm very excited about that. So if anyone's coming to the festival, then yeah, come and see me. That'd be amazing. Love to see you all. Well, not everybody because the place won't be big enough. But yeah, if some of you come, it'd be lovely. Yeah,
that's hard. You've got an intergalactic audience. You need to play venues that they can all get to.
Yeah.
Well, I was going to ask if could you three important questions. Where is it on? When is it on? And will there be cheese?
So it is at the Stand in Glasgow. Mm-hmm. It is on the 23rd of March at 2 p.m. And there could be cheese. Bring your own cheese, I would say. Nice. Bring your own cheese. And then after that, I'm hoping to play that new venue in Las Vegas, the big sort of gold.
And would you make it like a giant Edam cheese?
Yeah. Maybe they can sponsor me. They can sponsor it.
Yeah.
And I'll do an Edam cheese show for them. That'd be cool. But no, first up, before that is the Stand in Glasgow. That'd be amazing. So yes.
Yeah, Stand in Glasgow, the first, Las Vegas next. I think that's the natural. That's how it always works. Actually, that's how tours normally go. Yeah.
So you start off relatively small, and then you just go to Vegas. I'll get a residency there.
Yeah,
good.
Sounds great. Well, listen, have a fantastic. I hope the show goes brilliantly well, and thank you for coming on the show and answering Freya's very, very important questions.
Oh, thanks so much for having me. I love being on this podcast. It's so much fun. Thank you.
Mr. Fibbers on the podcast.
Mr. Fibbers, he's in the house.
Folks, you don't like the jokes, the service, try 6 ways out of this airplane.
We here at Radio Nonsense, and by we mean myself, Tiernan, the official collection of Stinky Hippos, the farting animal crew, Little Gerald, and Linda, who isn't actually here. Where is she? Who is she? We would like to thank Mr. Fibbers for taking time out of his busy schedule of writing cheese-based songs to answer Freya's very important question. Freya, we hope you liked your answer, and if not, why not write any complaints you have near the pond, and then the geese will poo on it, and we'll never have to see it.
Sorry. So, Mr. Fibbers, as you heard, will be doing his solo show at the Glasgow Comedy Festival on March the 23rd at 2 p.m. at the Stand. It will be brilliant, and it is very, very, very suitable for all ages, especially your ones. So do get your cottage cheese knees, grown-ups, to grab some tickets ASAP if you're a listener that lives near there. Don't forget, if you have anything at all you want to send in or any questions you need to have answered, then ask those same grown-ups to help you email me at podcast@comedyclub4kids.co.uk. They can also support the show by signing you up to the ADVERT-free Linda edition too. And as always, you can check out all our live shows at comedyclubforkids.co.uk and our t-shirts and books at comedyclubforkids.store. And okay, now I have to actually make an important announcement. Sorry, how did that farting moose even get close to... Anyway, proper one.
We here at Radio Nonsense, and by we mean myself, Tiernan, the official collective of Stinky Hippos, the farting animal crew, Robot Sue. And Linda, who isn't actually here. Where is she? Who is she? We would like to announce that the important announcement klaxon is now fixed and will only be used when something genuinely important needs to be said on this show. However, we would also like to announce that we think everything that's said on this podcast is very, very important indeed, and so we'll never ever turn this important klaxon off. Here are some now very important messages. Please don't remove your socks unless asked to do so by a trained professional. Never call anyone Jeff, it's very dangerous. 3 times mice equals mice pudding. From now on, all sandwiches have to have little hats. One final and perhaps most important message to all of the listeners from myself, Tiernan, the official collective of Stinky Hippos, the Farting Animal Crew. This dessert spoon.
Spoon!
And Linda, who isn't actually here, where is she? Who is she? Is... Bye!
You have been listening to Comedy Club for Kids presents. Radio nonsense, radio nonsense, radio nonsense, radio nonsense, radio nonsense. It's the end.